On Sunday, we are playing Spurs, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Boys, let's talk about Bayer Leverkusen and 5-0. What do we think?
What a game. I thought it was going to be a bit edgy. We'd get a draw and be happy with it.
Who
but
didn't?
we absolutely smashed them off the park.
You predicted a 1-1, didn't you, Adam?
I did.
Yeah, so we can discredit everything you say for the rest of this video.
How wrong was I? But United were fantastic. Phil Jones, Ryan Giggs, Shinji Kagawa in the middle were excellent.
Well, I tell you, Ryan Giggs, he's the man.
You said it, Sam.
Kagawa was exceptional. Disley, what did you think? Great hair, by the way.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I've had it cut. Thanks for noticing. I thought talking about the middle, keeping on that subject. I think it was so nice for the first time this season to see us really boss a game in the centre. Jones isn't always the most reliable player in the centre of midfield. He's good, he's got the potential, but he's not always completely there. But physically, he bossed it tonight, and then Giggs was just spraying balls left, right and centre. It's so good to see him when he plays in the centre like that. Perfect.
Let's also mention the fact that not only did we get a clean sheet, but we earned that clean sheet. It'll probably get forgotten, but Johnny Evans made a fantastic tackle very early in the game, and that could have changed the result entirely, could it?
Yeah. Johnny Evans, the Northern Ireland nester, he is amazing. I'm a big fan of Johnny Evans. He got a goal as well. He must be our number one centre-back now. Rio and Vidic can't be relied on week in, week out. Johnny Evans has to be that guy. He was fantastic. Also, Shinji Kagawa played in the number 10 role, and everyone's been asking for it all season, and he was immense there. He was absolutely immense. And that's without mentioning Rooney's 3 or 4 assists, was it?
4, I think. I think it was 4.
Yeah, exceptional. Exceptional stuff. Now, we're playing Spurs. Let's move on. Can we produce this kind of form against Spurs? Would you change much in the team?
I don't think too much needs changing, really. I mean, I'd certainly say that Jones, I'd happily see Jones play in the middle again, because we've seen away against top sides like Real Madrid last year, particularly noticeable in that game. He really can make a huge difference in the middle. Although Spurs, attacking-wise, haven't really been that great this season, have they? So who knows? It's going to be it's going to be an interesting game, but we've got to make changes from tonight's team. I think if Van Persie's fit, he's got to play. But the minute, just the way Rooney's playing at the moment is just too good, too good.
Adam, can we take this form into the game against Spurs?
I hope so. I mean, David Moyes has been better in Europe this season than in the league. Spurs aren't in their best form. I think if we keep more or less the same team, Valencia and Nani were excellent today. The best I've seen our wingers play in a while. Nani and Kagawa brought that urgency to run at players through the team, and it's like it rubbed off on Valencia because he was doing it as well. I'd keep pretty much the same team, probably drop Rooney into the number 10, drop Kagawa.
Tell us your starting lineup, Adam.
And rest Giggs. Sorry, Sam?
Tell us your starting lineup, the whole 11. What are you doing?
I'm going to go with David De Gea. Rafael, Rafael, Evans, Rio, Evra. Jones and Kagawa. Rooney in the number 10. Nani and Valencia wide again with RVP up top.
So, despite his performance in the number 10 role this evening, you would move Kagawa back out wide?
Rooney's going to play that role, especially in the form Rooney's in. Kagawa was excellent there today, but, I'd drop him. He's not going to be exactly like a holding midfielder, but just drop him a little bit deeper than Rooney, who's going to be ahead of him. I think with the fluidity that Kagawa has in his play, Nani has in his play, Rooney, and the flexibility RVP also has, I don't think, you can say, it's a rigid formation. It's going to be fluid at times. Our best football in the last 5 years has been when we had Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez just running rampant all over the place. So why can't we bring that back?
Jack, what's your level?
I'm just trying to think then if mine would differ from Adam's at all, but I don't really think it would, to be honest, after the performances tonight. I mean, before tonight, I wouldn't have said Nani or Valencia. But yeah, tonight they've been fantastic. Valencia, for the first time in a long while, seemed to actually pick the ball up and run. For our counter-attack play tonight was better than it's been all season, and for one reason, the fact that when Valencia's been picking the ball up more recently, he seems to stop the game, wait for the players to catch up with him, which obviously gives the team, the opposition, time to get back into position. So the fact that he was that good tonight, and Nani actually looked like he wanted to play. He didn't dive once, which was good to see.
Valencia, great player till he tries to cross it. Jack, where are you playing Kagawa in your midfield?
Again, I'd say Rooney's slightly deeper than Van Persie. Kagawa, again, as Adam said, a bit deeper than he was playing tonight. But but still, he should still have that
freedom.
Yeah, that freedom to roam about. But again, we're playing at White Hart Lane at the end, Sam. So we need 3 players in the midfield, I'd say.
Yeah, certainly. But do you think that Kagawa and Rooney can both play in the middle of the pitch without getting in each other's way and trying to do the same role? Because they will both naturally want to go forward. Do you think Kagawa has the discipline to stay behind Rooney and sort of do his defensive duties?
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they're both professionals, and they can easily come up with a system. I'm sure they train for it if they're going to be playing that sort of formation, that they can. If Rooney's pushing further forward, Kagawa can drop back a bit deeper, and Rooney, as we all know, is very happy to sit back and defend. He's very happy to do his defensive part, so I think it can work.
Okay, now then, let's hear about Spurs from a Spurs fan. We're going to talk to Kevin. Kevin, thank you for joining us. Now, 6-0. That's the first thing you've got to say. How are you feeling?
Not great, if I'm honest. Obviously, it's always humiliating to let 6 in, especially to the lesser of the Manchester clubs.
Hey!
Although, I must point out, we'd have no idea how it feels to let 6 in.
I imagine you wouldn't. It's really terrible. We've only conceded 12 goals this entire season, 9 of which are from 2 matches, the West Ham loss and against City, and it's just terrible. Team gave up midway through. Just tragic. And there's Spurs fans saying that it went poorly because we didn't have Eriksen, and if you think that we let in 6 because we didn't have an attacking midfielder, you're sorely mistaken.
I mean, you've let in a few, but at least you're scoring bad goals.
All the time. All of the goals. I mean, we've converted 100% of our penalties, which are also like 80% of our goals. But hey, Excellent. When you have a chance, you got to take it.
So, are you confident about playing United?
I'm confident after last year, but we have no Dempsey, of course, to give us 4 points throughout the year. The link-up play is an issue. Still no Eriksen. Also missing Danny Rose. I don't think that's as big of an issue. I think we can definitely win throughout the midfield, but finishing and defending seem to be a bit shaky at the moment.
Okay, Adam, how are you feeling ahead of this game? Do you think we'll be able to take them? Does the fact that we're 6-0, do you think we'll be playing on their minds? Will they be worried? Are they going to be mentally scarred from their City mauling?
I think the form will go out the window. I think every team at home against Manchester United picks it up. Especially Spurs is always a difficult game at White Hart Lane. I know we've had a few good results there in the past, but I think the form will go out the window. It will be a difficult game. United have also shown inconsistencies in the league, so we'll have to play well. But I do think if we get it defensively right and we can, keep a clean sheet, then we'll win.
Cool. Jack, who are the players we should be worrying about?
I mean, Soldado doesn't look like a massive threat, really, does he? He puts his penalties away, but he doesn't. It doesn't really seem like his movement in the box doesn't seem really clinical. But they've still got a lot of attacking players. If Dembele plays, he always seems to just boss the midfield when he plays us, which is a danger because he's a big man and a top player. Attacking wise, it's hard to say because they haven't been on fire this season. But they've still we need to remember they've still got a lot of quality in there, so they can cause trouble.
Kevin, could this be Andre Villas-Boas' last game?
A little bit. Everybody's on the AVB out train. There are already quotes of Spurs people saying they want Pochettino, and no, it's not. It shouldn't be close. We're off to our best points tally, infinitely better than last year, but our best points tally in the last 10 years. And to say that he is the scapegoat right now when Mourinho's had the worst season under the Abramovich era is just hilarious.
And we've had our poorest Premier League start.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a big fan of AVB. I think AVB. I think a lot of people look into the short term too quickly. There's a lot of new players.
Yeah.
They're getting their feet at the club. They've not been there for that long.
Yeah.
So give him time. AVB is a fantastic manager.
Definitely.
I kind of wanted him at United as well, if I'm honest. But he's a fantastic manager. They've got some very good players there. Once they gel, that's the time to judge them. Until then, you can't judge AVB now.
Yeah, right. Very true. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say it again. Until you played City and got mauled, love that word. Until that happened, Spurs were a point ahead of City in the league, having scored 19 fewer goals. So to all of you, are we thinking if United can shut up shop at the back, we're home and dry with 3 points?
Yeah.
Because we have tended to score this season.
3-2, that's for sure.
We never know.
I think we'll win. After today, I think we'll win. Take that form into the game and win. But it's a difficult game. You never know. They beat us at home last year, albeit they had that man Gareth Bale. and I think it was 0-0 at White Hart Lane. Phil Jones was excellent that day again, so I'd like to see him again. But they're a difficult game. You can't really call them. It's a difficult game, but I'm thinking if I put my money on it, United will win.
Cool. Kevin, from the Spurs point of view, what United players are you worried about?
Well, I'm not really sure who you're going to play on the right, Nani or Valencia, since they both played today, but it seems like Valencia is the choice lately. The reason that's an issue is I don't think AVB is going to be bold enough to play the same back four that played last week. I don't see how after you let 6 in, you can play the same back four. So I would expect to see Kyle Naughton at left back, who is a right-footed right back who's average. So if there's a way through the defense, as crazy as that sounds, we still have the most clean sheets this season, despite the horrendous breakdown last week. But I think left back for us is definitely a danger area. Even with Jan in, he's still positionally aware, but he's not fast enough to keep up with the pace of whoever you employ at right wing.
Evra's been all right recently, but I think if Andros Townsend, I know Aaron Lennon's got at him in the past, if Andros Townsend had a good game, that's possibly a weak point.
I'm not so sure who we're going to play on the right side for us, because without Eriksen, it seems AVB is kind of thinking that we need to play Lamela because we need like a catalyst in the final third. So I'm thinking we might actually see Lamela on the right, which might lend to your strengths because Lamela isn't the paciest; it's more trickery and finishing. I'm really not sure what we're going to do, to be honest. Obviously, you have to change the team from last week. We play tomorrow at Tromsø in Norway, so that team selection might change things. But I think if we have Lamela, I think him and Soldado might link up with a little 1-2 or something that might give us a goal. I'm going for a draw.
The old classic 1-2. Kevin, let me ask you this: as an outsider, and we're all United fans here, what's the view of Manchester United's season been like? How are we being perceived?
At the beginning of the season on the EPL Roundtable pod that I host, I went out on a limb that said I didn't think United were going to finish in the top 4. And I would like to point out that that's mostly because somebody has to drop out for us to be in the top 4, and don't really.
So pick the champions.
Don't really.
Why do Spurs do so badly? Is it this kind of logic?
I don't know.
Yes.
It's probably a factor. But
okay.
I'd say
right. Let's move on, guys. What do we think the score is going to be? Kevin, put your money where your mouth is.
Well, I won't. I'm going to say it's 1-1. I don't think that there's anybody in the United midfield that can stop Dembele from penetrating. It has to be 1-1. We can't lose 2 weeks in a row. Okay. Even if we lose and Swansea win, it still keeps us 9th, but that sentence pains me to say.
Love that traditional Spurs enthusiasm. Yeah. Dare is to do. 1-1. Awesome. Adam, what do you reckon?
3-1 United.
You're great at these.
3-1.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that will definitely not happen. I
want to say 3-1-2, but it's been ruined now. I'm just copying Adam all night tonight.
There can't be 3 numbers. You've got to go with 2 of them.
I'm going to say 3-1 and see if Adam wants to go for a date next week.
All right, I'd say 2-0. 2-0 United. Yeah, that won't happen either. I never get these right. Awesome. Right, guys, thank you very much.
See you later, guys.
Boom. Hope I didn't scare you. That was the Spurs preview. We had an American. We're international. That's the kind of thing we do here at Full Time Devils, and that is exactly why you should subscribe to the channel, and also because it makes your life much easier. You don't have to go and search for us. The videos will just appear for you on the home screen. It makes your life easier. So it just makes sense. So do it. You just got to press a button. It's on the screen probably. Press that. Job done. Thanks very much. Also, leave a comment. Let us know what team you would play, your thoughts for the game, and give us a like because we'd like that. Get it?